two classes will got the test 2 times. The first, you will call it as a pre-test. 2 classes will do your test, and after the treatment process, the 2 classes will get the test again. So your research tool here is the test. And data analysis is the last part of research methodology, is analysis. What kind of statistic that you will use to analyze? It can be t-test, t-test dependent, t-test independent, or ANOVA, or your work can be ANCOVA. I don't know. I don't really know. But at least you inform the reader that I will do comparisons, analysis. That's all.
Okay. But we don't have...
You got the point?
Yes, but for the data analysis, as you mentioned, if we choose like example comparison, ANOVA, something like that, but we don't have a real statistic like you show us in the morning, right?
Yes, you don't need to show for proposal or for your assignment here. But when you do your real thesis, and when you do final defense, you need to have something that I show you in the morning.
Okay, I got it now.
But when you do proposal defense, you don't need. You just inform that I will do comparisons in a broad sense. But if you know well, you can inform directly to the technique that you will use. For example, I will use t-test independent. I will use t-test independent or dependent, or I will use ANOVA, I will use ANCOVA. It's up to you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you so much, lecturer.
Okay, you're welcome. Everybody, you got the point? Especially the one who choose to do experimental research, it may appropriate for you. And you will write almost the same things that I mentioned here for the third part or for chapter 3. But the clearer that you can explain committee, or that you can explain reader, the acceptable answer you will get to. So how to explain reader? I think you have many techniques to explain, to persuade the reader or the committee to believe you that you can do it, and the answer will come out as you plan. That's all for you, for the question here. Anybody still have some consider about writing your assignment? I don't know when we can meet face to face, but just follow and ask lecturer you have and lecturer. So I'm waiting for them to meet you to do final defense. As I already told you, you have 10 minutes to do presentations, and you have 10 minutes to ask and answer the questions. So 20 minutes each. We will do it maybe, I think, 2 weeks continuously, and a week within 3 days. 3 sessions. Maybe enough for you. We can adjust the time for some reasons. So that's all. Clear with the assignment?
Yes, lecturer.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know yet about RAN. RAN, you still choose qualitative
Yes,
stream?
lecturer. Yes.
Yeah.
Even though I have some topic in my mind, but those topic I know that if I choose them or if I work on them, it will be quantitative, and I am not ready for quantitative yet.
Why you said that you are not ready for quantitative?
Lecture,
To talk about
I cannot analyze.
At least you can answer the question how you measure it. If you can measure your variable, it means you truly choose quantitative.
I didn't know that for the assignment we have this term. We don't need to use the SPSS, my monster, now. Yeah, so I felt like I cannot analyze the data, so why shall I work on quantitative? Maybe I need to improve more and maybe read more about this method first. So
actually, to do your assignment or to defend your real proposal, you don't need to do it yet, actually. But I'm telling you here because I think that you will use it if you choose quantitative to do your thesis. So
lecture,
with the assignment that we talk about, with the assignment that we talk about, we don't need to use it. You too.
Yeah, I just got the information now. I didn't know before.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher, I have one question. Actually, I and Ran just discussed about this, and we are not sure yet whether we choose either quantitative or qualitative, because in the morning, last morning, you told us that for qualitative we also analyze the data. It can be the survey or interview, something like that. So we need to use the SPAS to analyze the data too, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You don't need. You don't need.
No need to. So for
Yes,
qualitative, we don't use SPAS, right?
Yes. No, qualitative, some part in descriptive part you can use SPSS.
Okay.
But go to the main course of analysis, you cannot use SPSS to analyze qualitative data.
Okay.
Qualitative data, you need to use other software such as NVivo, Atlas,
okay. So
and anything else.
So they use the different software to analyze it. So right now you are the one who only teach us SPSS. I'm not really familiar good at it, but I think I can do it. So I probably am going to use the quantitative method. But for teacher Sot, he hasn't introduced us any software yet. What he asked us to do is just only to answer list of questionnaire in order to develop our topic on the research into the qualitative research, and he hasn't introduced us any software yet. So that's why it's hard for me to choose.
I don't know he planned to introduce you some software or not.
Yeah.
But there are many ways of analyzing data.
Okay.
Sometimes if you don't have any software, you can also analyze it. But it will take you a long time to finish.
I
But if
see.
you have software, you just ask computer to help you because
Yeah.
it works very fast comparing to
Mm-hmm.
do it manually.
Yeah, of course. I just want something easy to pass actually, teacher.
So in qualitative, sometimes you don't need a software to analyze too.
Okay.
You can do it by manually, by manual, such as content analysis. You need to analyze the content that you obtain from your field study, from your interview, from your focus groups. You can do it. And sometimes when you do discourse analysis, you just use your sense and your manual to do it too.
Okay.
And for ANOVA that I asked you to click on SPSS, actually you can do it manually. ANOVA, it has its own formula and you just calculate by your hand. Also fine. If you don't know how to analyze by using SPSS, you can analyze by Excel, but you need to write the functions to solve the problem that is put into formula. So for me, I cannot do it by Excel too. For me, I don't know how to write the function in SPSS. You need to know well how to write the function, to write the command in Excel. So some people use just only Excel to analyze, also fine.
Lecturer, do you like the quantitative more than the qualitative?
For me, I like quantitative more than qualitative.
Why you like it more?
I don't like writing. I like number. Number can tell you everything. I just see the number and I can tell you something. But to do qualitative, you need to write a lot.
Yes, you are right.
That's why I always tell people that I cannot do qualitative research methodology. Uh, it is personally uh, 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 like personally preferable. It's not something that you need to choose qualitative or quantitative based on your lecturer. No, I don't think so. But if you prefer or if you like to do it as qualitative, yes, you can do it. But you need to be aware that when you do qualitative, you have a lot of writing. You need to combine everything that you interview from many people together. If you don't know any software, I think it's a bit hard work for you to read and to combine it together or to summarize it together. That's why that I try to define the word analysis as a summary, combinations, or something that you can conclude from the data that you obtain. So you can summarize something that you interview from people. But for example, you interview 10 people with one questions. How many answers that you can get? I think almost 10 keywords that you 10 or 100 of keywords that you will use to combine together and you summarize, right? So it's not easy for me. That's why I prefer quantitative more than qualitative.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Maybe
collect the
maybe.
number and
Yeah.
put it into software. Software can help me to answer as you see in the morning. Yes, please, Brand. I always interrupt you.
Yeah, maybe no, I am interrupting you, lecturer. Maybe by the end of this program, maybe I will change the topic and then change the method as well.
You don't need. You choose the one that you like, and
Yep.
you should perceive with what is the possibility of doing it.
Yeah, but as long
Possibility
as
of learning to click SPSS, I think it's not difficult. If you if you find any problem while you're doing it, you can ask me any times. But other possibility is about time that you will use to collect the data, time that you will spend, and your work, your daily work. Is it connected to what you do? Yes. That's why I already asked that, are you a teacher? You are teaching a class? If you are teaching a class, I will introduce or enhance you to implement the teaching methodology, because even you don't do research, you still teach. You do your research, you still teaching, but just change your teaching activity, just change your teaching methodology. It's uh, it's go together between your daily work and your thesis. I don't want you to separate between the two. That's why I always pose the question, who are you, from the beginning?
Yeah, by doing so, I can say we can save a lot of time and energy as well, especially the way we collect data. We just collect from our student.
Yes, you are right. That is something that I think from the beginning. That is something that I posed the question from the beginning. I don't want you to separate your work. You don't have much time that can do many work together from the same times. That's why I try to choose an appropriate process for you. Okay?
Yes.
As Lai asking me from the morning, Lai already worked on what he said. So why you don't just put that into scientific process and confirm it? Lai also did with a school already, but I think context of school in Cambodia, not just only one. There are many contexts. For example, the school location is different already. School size is different. School nature is different. So you just implement into some kind of school context, you will see different answer, I think. This is called scientific, that produce a new knowledge. Actually, you use the same tool, but in different school, the answer can be different, or the result can be different. You got the point? Any more questions to other people? You hear me clearly, right?
Yeah.
yes, lecturer.
Yes, lecturer.
The last point that I want to share with you is us from the beginning. from the first day that we met, I also asked you what major are you in, but most of you cannot understand me. You could not answer me that you study in curriculum and instruction major, you study in educational administration majors, or lifelong learning. You uh, still hesitate to answer me. Actually, if you can tell me from the beginning, I will direct you to the specific major that I mentioned about.
Lecturer, I can
Different
actually
major.
tell you
Yeah.
about myself with this
Mm-hmm.
point. So because my bachelor degree is not in education, it is in law. So I don't have I don't really have so much information about education. I might only have like experience. Yeah, 6 years of experience in teaching, but because I don't have information about education, so I decided to pursue my studies and have like master in education, study master in education. I thought we will study about education, we will study about like teaching methods, we will study about international education, about curriculums. So then by this way we can choose the major that we need. But now we are in term 2, and I feel that our focus all the time is about the research, about our thesis, about like the writing methods or the research design. But I didn't really feel that we are studying about education. We are focusing only about research. So that's why for me, I don't know what is the major. And even choosing topic, it's not easy as well. Uh, Not for me, for the others, I think also like we need to choose topic, but we don't know what would be the topic because we don't have information. We don't know that all the theories. Really we don't know anything, you know. So we should choose from nothing in our mind. So that's why for me until now I don't know what would be the major. Yeah, this is the answer.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Actually, you are right. For first and second terms, you may explore something new in common, especially the word research and statistics. You should be aware with these two words, and then the theory about each major should come after this. It seems like you need a bridging course and then followed by the major. But I'm not sure about RUPP, whether RUPP give you or offering you something that I talk or not. What I'm telling you is from my experience and from other famous university, not just only in Cambodia. I mean from international perspective, not from Cambodian context or not from Cambodian perspective. Actually, bridging course is needed, especially for you from other field that not in education. You need to bridge with education courses. And why you study about research, I think because the word research-based university. So you need research skill to do your research when you want to develop a new knowledge. So that's why You just hear from the beginning with the word research and statistics. And all kind of university, you need to be aware, or you need to have a research skill when you go to master and especially PhD class. You cannot escape from research and statistics, because these two kinds of subject will allow you to develop a very new knowledge time by time. So every major need research. Even you study in other country, especially from the level of master and beyond. And to talk about the series that is connected to what uh, you were telling me, yes, I accept your perspective. I accept your opinion that you should have some basic to choose. And the major that you will choose, some series will be offering. But be sure that I'm not telling you about the program in IUPP. I'm telling you about the program of international university. If you want to clarify about this, what you will learn next, you could ask coordinator. Lecturer Yuhan is the coordinator of master degree students.
Yeah, I got it, lecture, but it's about choosing the major from the first term with zero background. It is not easy, and choosing the topic also without knowledge, it's as well. It's not easy, and sometimes it might be like waste of time. You know, even if we are working at school, if we are teachers, maybe the problems that we observe or we see, they are not very important or need to be like researched. Maybe if we study the theories, if we study more about education, it will help to create new ideas, to have like new topics without repeating ourselves all the time. So yeah, I know like that the research is important. I understand, of course, but you asked us about our major. For me, it's difficult to know what is my major because I don't know what each major about. Yeah, so last time when I chose the topic, when I told the topic to lecturer Sir, I told him, lecturer, can you tell? Because he said you need to decide you will be master in what. So you don't waste your time. I said, well, according to my topic, I will be master in what? Because I don't know. Yeah, I have a problem. I will research about it, but I don't know by the end, like, what will be master in what. Yes, this is a problem.
Okay, thank you for the information. And this your need. This your need, and your need is the requirement that you choose to study master. That's why you can raise this kind of need to coordinators, and he could answer to your need wider and deeper than me. Actually, you may know my background. I'm not in IUPP member actually. I just come to help at the weekends. I have my own institutions at about 120 kilometers from Phnom Penh. It takes me about 3 hours to travel by car to reach there. So I don't really know the route and the full curriculums of what you are doing right now. That's why I always ask you. Actually, I don't know from the beginning how many major are there in your program, and you could raise your need to talk with IUPP people, with Dr. Soksot or the deans of the Faculty of Education and the coordinator, lecturer Yuhan. The two people may ask you wider perspective and in deep information more than me. That's why I never ask, I never answer to the direct question as you raised from the beginning. You can talk, you can discuss with them with what is your need. And I'm truly affected with what you raised, Rand. For example, some subject we can do it in common. Every major need to know, for example, about statistics, about research, about how to write your thesis, how to write your proposal. Yes, every subject, every major needed. But if you choose to study curriculum and instruction major, you need to focus on the theory of developing curriculum, the theory of teaching more than other subjects, right? And for the one who choose leadership or educational management, what kinds of theory that you need to know more than others, such as leadership theory? It consists of a lot of series such as instructional leaderships, such as seven leadership, such as matrix leaderships, transformational leaderships, and so on. If you go to, I don't know, is there an assessment major or not? If you focus on measurement and evaluation on education, you need to know some theory connected to measuring, some theory connected to the word assessment. For example, you need to know the names of the people who is well known in the field, the people who develop a theory. If you are choosing pedagogy, you should know who is Ryan and Daisy, who is Vygotsky, something like that. And you need to know the trend of education in the globe, in the global perspective, something that you raised. You are right, but the specific major that you choose will allow you to study in deep into the theory and the development of that kinds of major. But you cannot learn the same thing, but you obtain different certificate. I don't think so. It is the right way that you choose, right? So for me, your need is your requirement, and your requirement to pursue master degree is uh, connected to provider. You can discuss with the service provider to talk about your need, and then the result or the response, I don't know what level that you can get, but at least you try your best to 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 reach your goal. How many percent, how many levels of impact, I cannot understand. Just do it first.
Okay, lecturer, thank you.
Actually, orientation should happen from the beginning, actually. For example, to pursue this class, you can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 will focus on what, 2 will focus on what, and what is the common between the major that is offering to all of you. When we talk about statistics, we talk about variant. What is the common variance and what is the specific variant? As someone asked me from the morning, why we choose to read just only the line between group? Why not I choose to read the number with the line of within groups? So the word within or the word commons here is something you have together in common. But with the specific, it means you're different from others. So the nature of the subjects that you will learn, that you will focus on, may be divided into 2 groups. The one is commons, and the second one is specific. So the specific is between something that we talked already. You got a point?
Yes, lecturer.
Uh-huh. In foreign university, there are specific major that you can choose from the beginning. For example, you choose to do early childhood educations. You choose to study in educational measurement and evaluations. You choose to study physical education. You choose to study educational musicians. You choose to study educational psychology. So every subject that I mentioned, they need to study common subjects, such as introduction to education, trend in educations, research, and statistics are all called common subjects that every major students could learn together. But after common subject, you are separated to your focus of interest. I don't know the design or the curriculum of RUPP is like this or not. I cannot understand it. I cannot answer it. I cannot tell you.
Yes, lecturer. I will. Go ahead, Sopal. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just think that if we have like something that lecturer have mentioned, it's really good. So we have background, we have something like in common first, and then we can choose the subject that we are interested in, something like that. It's really good. But in here, honestly speaking, we know nothing about that. We just come and then study without anything. That's why when you ask in the beginning, like Ren mentioned, we don't know anything about that. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Bong. That's why I never ask you about the major that you are in. I just stick with the problem and go together with the problem that you pose and with the daily work that you work on. I try to connect between what you will do to finish your degree and to make it overlap with your daily work. And it is called you use one arrow to hit 2 birds or 3 birds, something like that. To reduce your work burden. That's why I never asking you about the major that you study again and again. But today, I don't know why we come to this point. again. Okay, let's back to our focus again. The first that we talk here is the assignment or the first draft proposal that you will do for this term. And I always ask you that you should plan well. Something you do here, you will do it in the future. It means you don't need to work on it again and again. Actually, if you have time, yes, you can change any time that you want to change. But I think it's not an easy work that you will do. That's why I ask you, you should try to foresee what you will do in the future to finish your degree. Because I know that you need to do your thesis to finish your degree. That's why I ask you to start from now on, even though here I can say it is the first draft, but you can produce a second draft, third draft, and real proposal when the time is up. And your proposal, if you can tell everything in detail, as Chandra asked me from the beginning, from what we've talked today, it means you know everything already. You're just waiting for the time and design your teaching method, design your teaching methodology to follow the theory, to follow the empirical practice that you read from your literature review. That's all. So it's not a big burden for you anymore to finish your degree, right? But if you still hesitate, what kinds of research I will do, what is the true variable that I will choose, then you will work on it again and again. It wastes your times from now to the end. But if you clear from now on, it means you don't need to work on it again and again. You don't need to change again and again. That's why I always insist you to write. I always insist you to ask from here. And
lecturer, sorry for
yes.
interrupt. Can I have a question based on my topic? For example, I have the specific topic, but for the first draft, I select the school or the participation, and after that, the second draft, I still stick on my topic, but I just change the participation or the probing that I'm going to collect the data. So I think that is not quite enough to change, or what is your idea about that?
Yes, you can do that. As I informed you from the beginning, that the context of school is not the same in Cambodia. For example, the concept of school in Phnom Penh, and you inform students to raise the chicken. Is it possible? I don't think so. And if you talk about life skill, for example, planting vegetable, for example, yes, it may be useful when you do it in the rural area or rural school. But I think it's not okay when you talk about the school that is located in the town or in some urban places. That's why you need to test your model again and again and inform the reader that what kind of school context that is appropriate for your model, for your package, for your treatment. And why you need to do IBL in the context of Cambodia? Actually, the word IBL is already developed, and it's already confirmed that it is the most effective way when you teach science class. But it is implemented in Western country. How about Cambodia? Is it still effective? Is it still effective in Phnom Penh? But is it effective in other school locations? You talk to me about app. It means you need to use internet, right? And just see whether the internet is cover all places in Cambodia or not yet. And if you use app with the rural school, is it effective as you confirm or not? That's why you need to test again and again with different school contexts, actually, to confirm that your treatment is effective or not effective. So the answer is yes, you can change the sample, you can change the school context to test. And why I call first draft and second draft, I think that writing is a big burden for people, not just only you, but also me. When I write, I think that it is good enough. But when somebody take my work or my writing to read, they say that you miss some concept. You do some error. That's why I call first draft, second draft. I try to tell you, I think that you understand all what I'm telling you. But when you write back to me, I will find out that you miss some concept that I told you. This is the reason that I call first draft and second draft, third draft, and so on. And your proposal to talk about first draft and second draft also acceptable. Can be writing technique, can be flow of writing, can be clarifications of the concept, can be methodology adjustment, can be sample size variations. That's all about draft first, second that I talk about. You got what I mean? Live and others.
Yes, lecturer, I got the point. I really appreciate that.
Okay, now I think we should have a short break, and we will come back with the last two techniques. Just telling you not more than half of an hour, or maybe an hour to finish it. Okay, we will come back at 3:40. Okay. Just have a breakfast, okay, and then back at 3:40.
chỗ mùi mùi như thế này. Cái này dùng tới nhà pram rồi. Đuôi cả hôm nó bé luôn mà. Quay to. Cái to thì có làm sao ở của mình. Cháu nó còn cái cột xi.
Okay, everybody is back now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. There are somebody still missing. Okay, let's talk first. Yanan, you change your proposal or you stick with the plan?
I still with the same as before. I didn't change.
And now you are clear how to do it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I found some article to define my keywords to expand the concept of the keywords, and yeah, but I haven't finished to write the chapters.
Yes, don't worry whether you finish it or not. Day by day, if you try to do it, you will finish it. And as I told you, and to others in the class, we need first, second, and third draft.
Yep.
We don't need a final draft of proposal. So just develop it week by week. Yeah.
Okay.
The way that I want you all to know is to understand well with what you will do. This is the most focus point that you need to know. If you understand well how to do it, you know where's the starting point and where's the ending, the ending point. It's all about research.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna try to write.
Okay, now I would like to share my screen again, and I will continue to finish the two techniques that is still left. I will go with correlations. Here's the word correlation. You see it all together, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
the correlation here that I mentioned about, it's all about Pearson correlations. So be sure that when you talk about correlations, there are many correlations. There are many correlations. But when we talk about Pearson correlation, you are asked to remember the characteristics of variable. Actually, we don't call it dv or iv. We can call it all variable. It doesn't have iv and dv. But all the variable that you want to study about is in quantitative, or sometimes we can call it in scale. So all the variable that is included into analysis need to be scaled. If you do correlation with other characteristics of variable, it is not Pearson correlation. It can be chi-square correlations. It can be cross-tab correlation. It can be grammar V. It can be, oh, sorry. Yes, it can be Spearman correlation or something like that. The difference is just between variable here, whether it's in quantitative together, or one in quantitative, one in qualitative, or we can say category or order. It needs some specifics correlation analysis. But here I will talk about Pearson correlations only. So to talk about Pearson correlation, I have an example for you here. The example is about, is there a relationship between parent education level on student math achievement? So how many variables are there here? How many variables are here? There are two. There are two variables. The first is about parent education level, and the second one is math achievement. So math achievement is measured in a continuous scale, or we can say quantitative, and parent education level also measured in a scale too. So to analyze this, we go to the program of Spss, and then we will start with the word analyze. We will start with the word analyze here, and then go to correlate. Last one is bivariate. Then you will see the interface like this. You just take the variable that you want to measure about into the box of variable here, and then you click OK. That's enough to analyze correlation. But if you want to see something inside, you just go to option. You can see mean and standard deviations of the variable that we want to correlate it. It also fine too. But if you don't want to know about it, you don't need to go to option. You just go to OK, that's enough. Is the output that Spss gave you, and here is the answer to what is correlation. It means that math achievement and parents' education level correlate significantly at the magnitude of 0.3. At 0.3. And when you try to interpret the data based on APA style, you will say like this. It is indicated that student math achievement positively correlate with parent education level at the levels of or 100 equal to here, and the p-value is here. Actually, the p-value here is stand for the cut point that we talked in the morning. 0.05 is the cut point. If the value of p-value here is higher than or equal to 0.05, it means the correlation not exist. The correlation not exist. But here, the correlation is existing. So, where's the number that you print to write here? Or here is called correlation coefficients. And here's 100 is the sample that you bring the data to analyze. And here's the value that you need to report as the correlation coefficients here. And then p-value here is about significance value here. You got it?
Check mơ nhưng mà đừng bạn đang
You got it? Yeah. And I will go to true analysis with the data that I already sent to you. Here's the correlations data for you have parent education level here. And your question to ask is parent education and math achievement. So you have two variables here, and then you go to analyze, correlate, and then go to bivariate. Two variables that you will include in the analysis. Say yes here. And then if you want to see something connected to descriptive statistics, you just go to options and you will want to see mean and standard deviation of the two variables. Go to continue and OK. Here, the descriptive statistic that we take by options tape, and this is the output that you will see that you see from the slide. There's a correlation between math achievement and parent education's level. If you want to do correlation with a lot of variables, you can do it too. And I will go to the data that we talked in the morning. You have 7 variables here. You can do it as a correlation as we talked earlier too. Every variable is measured in scale already, so it meets our criteria to do correlation. Then we just go to analyze, correlate, bivariate, and we bring all the variables that we want to see the correlation to put it here, and we see a descriptive statistic too. And we go to OK, and it's the output. So when you want to report, is there a correlation between ILM1 and ILM2, ILM1 and ILM3, 4, 5 until the end? So I just copy this into Word file, and you can read one line by one line, that correlation. So just telling you like this, when we talk about correlation, we mean that we want to study about the levels of correlation between 2 or more than 2 variables. Here we talk about LM1s that correlate with itself with ones here. LM1, ILM1 with ILM2 with the value of 0.659 here, and the value is significance with the number of sample is 601. So when you write, you can write like this to clarify. There is a relationship. There is a relationship between ILM1 and ILM2. Sorry, positive relationship. There is a positive relationship. Positive relationship between IL1 and IL2 with the value of R of 601 equal 0.0659 and p value is 0.00 here. That's all for the number that you want to write about. And to the second pair, there's relationship to the second pair. There relationship between ILM1 and ILM3. Is it a positive? Yes, positive relationship too, with the value here. You see, with the value here, and then you write here 7.52. That's all. And you go one by one until the end. You got the point? The third line you will write about. There is a positive relationship between ILM1 and ILM4 with the value how much?
0.5800.
You got the point, everybody? So I don't care you did it pair by pair or many pair as this table, also fine. Oh, I did wrong way. You got the point, everybody? You can read the number below the diagonal, or you can read the number upper the diagonal here.
Teacher, I cannot understand the number 6001 here. What is it?
The sample size.
The number
you see,
of the sample size.
Here is the sample size.
That is 601, but you wrote 6001, so I don't understand.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused. Sorry.
Okay.
601.
Okay.
Not
okay.
6001.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Good that you can find out here. You got the point yet?
Okay.
Okay. If you clarify well with correlation, I will go to another technique that is called
one more thing, teacher. When we analyze the data from, like, you compare from pair to pair like that, and then we can do the conclusion about what we found, or we just do it from sentence to sentence. You get what my question
is? You can conclude it all together.
Okay.
The way that you can present to reader, there are many ways.
Okay.
But here I just do the very simple way for you to point out what is the result about. When you read the result, you should read it one by one like this. But when you want to do a report, you can conclude it that there is a strong relationship between L1, L2, L3, L4. There's a strong relationship, or there's a positive relationship between the 6 variable. The value rank from this to that. That's all. This is the way that you can interpret your data, whether you want it to be in short or you want it to be in the long form. You can write like this with this kind of number. There are positive relationship between ILM1, ILM2, ILM3, ILM4, ILM5, ILM5, and ELM1. There are positive relationship between ILM, all ILMs, with the value, with the magnitude. With the magnitudes, I will see how much. Okay, I can say there's a relationship with the magnitude ranking from 0.01 to is the biggest number here.
$659.
Ranking from 0.130 to 92 respectively. This is another way that you can interpret your data. In summary, and it cover all. You got it? You can report it one by one like this, also fine. So there are many ways. It's up to you whether you want to present that kind of number in terms of what. You try to find the reference. So I will see all the value here. This line. See all the value within this line. B is the highest and B is the lowest number that you found. Oh, I confused. This one is the lowest. I choose the lowest.
The lowest, why not the 0.01 here in ILM6 or 0.00? I don't really get
it. Yes. Yes, that's why I told you I confused.
Okay.
I missed this line. Actually, we need to see all the line here, and then V is the lowest and V is the highest.
So when we write the wrong number like that, is it wrong like to analyze the data, tell about the relationship between our variable? Is there any problem when we write the wrong code or when we interpret with the wrong number?
Yes, problem. Actually, you should put it in a good form better than this table. Mostly people use this kinds of table. I would like to introduce you to see the easy way to read the table here. The paper that I show you in the morning, from the beginning, sorry. The most easy way that you can use the table to present the correlation here. You see, you have 4 variable here. And then continue by 3 variable, another 3, and the total of number of variables, you have 10. You need to make your variable to be in this form. It is easy to read better than you use the table from Spss. And you will see what I highlighted here, right? Sorry, it's not easy to highlight with a PDF file. Yes. Sorry, again. Here's the most easy way that you can use to see very good fashions of correlation.
So the lower is 0.45 and the highest is 0.55.
Yes, you can see from the number here.
From end to end, right? Okay.
Yes. Within diagonal number here, under the diagonal, you can see the number. This is the relationship between tens variable that we analyze already.
Teacher, may I know what app that we can use to have this column or table? What application? What?
Mostly I use manual table. Just convert it in what? In Excel also fine, actually. Let me try first. I think Excel can help you to decorate the table. But if you cannot do it, you can do it by hand sometimes. Fine, you can do it by Excel. You see, just delete this. Just delete the 2 lines. And it will not confuse you as I confuse in my interpretations. You got it?
Okay.
Okay, any more questions connected to correlations? Here's the number that you can obtain, and you will see what is the lowest and what is the highest. You can use this number below the diagonal or upper diagonal. also fine. The same value. Yes. If you delete unnecessary value out, it is easy for you to read. Actually, this one is necklace because it have no significant level, no correlation between ELM1 and ILM5. There's no correlation. So you don't need to include this into the interpretations here. So the lowest number here is maybe this one, right? Yes, this one. So the interpretation for you here is this. You got, sorry, you got a point?
Is it in vertically? I mean, we find the lowest number here vertically or horizontally, teacher?
Every cell you need to
So
see.
I think it
Every
is
cell.
0.04 is the smallest, right? 0.04.
This one, it have no correlation.
So when there is a hyphen, that means it has no correlation. But point something.
Not talking about hyphen, but talking about the star that you see.
Ah, so the
As
star.
the index.
So
yes.
May I know again? The star, it represents the correlation of significant. Oh,
yes,
here.
Significant correlates.
I see.
No star mean no correlations.
Okay, I got
You see,
it.
very small.
Okay.
Actually, they're a very small correlation.
Okay.
Very small here, right?
Okay.
So they're just a very small correlation. So we can say that no correlations because it's not significant correlate. But if you can see one star or two star as the index on the number, it is called significant correlates. Got it?
Yeah, I got.
So this point. One not correlate. And when we see this number, we can extend our interpretation, but not the pair, of ILM5 and ILM5 and ELM1, but not the pair of ILM5, ELM1. That's all. You got the meaning, everybody? You can do it pair by pair like this. The interpretations of correlation, yes, also fine. And you can conclude it into very brief information like this, also fine. And then followed by this pair that there's no correlation. You can say but not the pair of, or you can say except. Except the pair I and ELM1. Also fine. And there are many ways to interpret or to present your data to the reader, as I always talk again and again. more questions if you have. Can you follow me here? Can you get my point that I want to introduce to you?
Teacher, please
Yeah.
please drop please file in the group after this session.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I
thank
can.
you.
I don't give you again the data, right? Because the data I already sent to the groups already, right?
Yes.
Yes, lecturer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I would like to go to last techniques. It's talking about prediction, or sometimes we can call regressions. In general view, we call it as a prediction, but in SPSS, it is called regression. So the same thing that we need to be aware with the two variables here, and you need to identify which one is IV and which one is DV. When we talk about simple, you have only one IV. But when we talk about multiple regression, you can have more than one. So the difference between simple regression and multiple regression analysis. The difference between simple regression and multiple regression analysis is the number of IV. If you have one IV, it is called simple. You have more than one, it is called multiple. So don't be afraid what is multiple regression and what is simple regression, what is the difference. The difference is with number of IV. One, simple, more than one, it's called multiple. The data, you need to collect the data with quantitative, or sometimes when we stick with SPSS, you call it a scale. Then you will go to the example. You can ask the question in research question like this. Does time spent on math homework per week relate with math achievement? Or sometimes you can change the keyword here. Predict, associate with, relate with, regress on, also fine with the keyword here. So what is IV and what is DV? And how many variables are there? Here, a variable, time spent on math homework, and another one is math achievement, or you can say math score. So there are two variables. Which one is IV and which one is DV?
Math achievement is DV. And math homework is IV, I think.
Very good. Very good. So we will start with analyze, regression, and then linear. Analyze, regression, and linear. And you will see this tape. You bring IV into independence. Here, sorry. You bring IV into this box.
Independent.
And DV into this box. And as Ren mentioned earlier, what is DV and what is IV? Math achievement is DV, and then time span is independent or IV
ដាក់តម្លៃផងឲ្យស្រួលគេរកដាក់$10 $10អញ្ចឹងទៅ
then you go to the word statistic this tape will come out you can do the default not tick any box also fine but if you want to tick you can tick like this also fine too then go to continue and go to continue and okay the output coming out you will have 3 tables of outputs the first is about model summary the second is ANOVA and last one is coefficients here is the summary table that happening from the output that we ticked already what you will see here is all square what you will read from this table is only this values you just read this is enough for this table and the interpretation about this box is called time span accounted for math achievement in 10.2% and then you go to another table that is called ANOVA and you will see the value as ANOVA that you see in the morning here's the degree of freedom when you report here's the F value that you will report and then significant value that you will include into the analysis and this is another value that you will put before F value the meaning is that time span for math time span on homework significantly predict math achievement the meaning of this table is interpreted like this time spent on homework significantly predict math achievement based on this result it is indicated that time span truly predict or significantly predict math achievement so the box here is the interpretation of the value here and the box here is the interpretation of this table and last one is coefficients sorry if you want to write it in number you write the same way that you wrote in the morning and the interpretation can be like this box and can be like this box also fine but if you want to write in number of the table here the number that you write this result indicated that number of hours spent on homework within 1 week accounted for the student math achievement or you can say like this box also fine and followed by the number here to last table here it's called coefficients coefficient it means the number that you bring to write as an equation then here it is called linear equations that you will write here math achievement equal 47.03 here's the numbers plus the coefficient here with time spent on math achievement homework per week Here's the regression model and regression analysis. That's all for the content that I want to share with you for this course. Any question, please?
Lecture in the steps for the prediction. First, SPSS analyze regression, and then before the statistics, what did you choose?
Yes, I will go to real analysis to show you again. Okay. But if you have any questions within the slide, you can ask from now. Real data analysis, I will show you again by using SPSS. Okay, if you have question, I will come back to the slide again, and I'll go to real data analysis by using SPSS. As my data, you see, there are two variables. The first, it is I label math home. It means time spent on homework and math achievement here. So just recognize the variable here, and the measurement is in scale already. And then I'll go to analyze regressions and continue by linear. As I told you a bit before, it is about linear equation. That's why you need to choose linear here. And then what is dependent and what is dependent? Ren already told me that math achievement is dependent and time spent on homework is independent. If you want to see some descriptive statistic, you go to statistic here. You can see model fit, you can see estimate, and you can see descriptive if you want, and then continue. And go to OK. You will have three table. The first is summary. The second is ANOVA, and the last is coefficient. And here is the descriptive statistic that you take. Here's the descriptive statistic that you take already. Even you do prediction, but correlation table is appearing to tell you how the two variables correlate together here. And the output that you will use to interpret your data is here. Summary, ANOVA, and coefficient. With the model summary, you just inform reader that time spent on homework accounted for math achievement within 10.2%. Within this table, you can just use this table to inform reader that time spent on homework or time spent on assignment predict the math achievement only 10.2%. And to ANOVA table, you just truly confirm that time spent on homework significantly predict math achievement. Why you say that significantly predict? Because the significant here is lower than 0.05. It means it can predict significantly. But if here it's not significant, it means that this model cannot predict. This model cannot predict. And when you want to write an equation, you use this table. Here it's called intercept. Slope, and here is intercepts. you use this number to rise the equation here, as you see. Any question, please? Any questions?
When it comes to question, it's hard to ask because it's the first time.
Yes, but I try to tell you in a very simple way. Nobody tells you like this, I think. Even you study statistics course.
Okay,
And
thank
the
you.
most important,
Yes,
you
very
explain
simple.
patiently. Actually, lecturer, you are the most patient person ever. You can repeat even 5 times. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so now that's all for what I want to share with you with quantitative research methodology for this term, and I'm waiting to see your first draft proposal. Waiting for other 2 subjects to finish first. Okay, if you have question connected to the word regression, yes, you are freely to ask now or later on. But when you have something, when you have some problem with writing, you are also allowed to ask me too. If you don't have any question, I would like to close our course from now on and wait to see you again when the 2 subject is finished, and we will meet face to face with your presentation and your first draft proposal. I've dropped this data to you again in the groups, and you try to run it by using the slide that you see. This data set you already have in my assignment that I posted last night, and this is what, and this is the file that you want. This is the file that you want for the correlations analysis. Okay, that's all for the course. And thank you very much for your for you to join me from the beginning until now.
Yeah,
and
thank you so much.
Wish you to finish your level, your degree within 2 years as planned, not extending by what? By not finishing your thesis.
May I know, after this course, is there any other course that we need to learn, or we just come up to school and met you and other teacher to develop our research, or what?
I think I cannot answer to you well. You can ask a lecturer you have.
Okay.
Are there any courses available for you connected to research, connected to other subject? You can ask him. I cannot answer you because I don't know the curriculum that is designed by Faculty of Education. To do thesis, I think you have advisor, and you will discuss with your advisor time by time to develop and to do the real data collection and real data analysis when the time is up. I think it may be at the 5th or the 6th term you will do real data collection and data analysis connected to your thesis. I think there's no cost connected to research connected to statistics anymore, I think, but not the true response. But you will have advisor to guide you to reach your goal. You got the point, Chansi?
Yes, I get the point now. Thank you so much, teacher.
Okay. More comments and more questions if you have. You can comment on my teaching too.
I do appreciate you. Actually, you have a lot, especially you are a very caring teacher that you can share us a lot of things.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I know with the thing that I know. I know with the thing that I know, but I don't know anything more than this.
And lecturer, you can encourage the student very well, as same as what you have done with me with the 5 research. Because you encouraged me, I finished them all, but then the assignments canceled.
But at least you know how to read it, how to choose it, how to find it at least, right?
Yeah, but I actually I focused on the assignment of this subject, and then I just like delayed the other assignments for lecture Johan's subject. So now I need to work on them. Still until now I didn't finish.
I'm sorry for that. Actually, at the first, I asked lecturer Johan to clarify too, but he answered me not really clear, and I tried to approach with Dr. Soksod, and he accepted my proposal, and then the way that we change, and we feel sorry to all of you too who do the assignment and cannot use some kind of result from the assignment. But actually, I always ask you to find the paper, to find the research article that is connected to your research interest already. Actually, if you can find it and if you can identify it from that time, you're not wasting the time. Actually, you can use that file paper to develop or to improve your first draft proposal too, but not really 100% in use when you try to find and to read it.
Yes, it was good, of course, and yeah, I wanted to mention that because you encouraged me to continue when I send you the first one, and I felt that it is not correct, maybe, or it is not what we supposed to do. But then you encouraged me, so I continued. Thank you so much, lecturer.
Okay, you welcome, and all the participants here also welcome to us if you have any problem. Not just only today. I know only 3 words actually. I don't know anything else. I know only the word assessment. I know only the word research, and I know only the word statistic. Besides these 3 words, I know nothing. Honestly.
You know, SPSS, this is the most important.
Yes, actually, the software that can be used to analyze data, there are many. I sometimes even don't know the name. I know some. For example, SPSS is the most common software that most of the people know it. And then if you go further, it's consists of such as HLM, hierarchical linear modeling. It's AMOS, it's Strata, it's all programming, Ampler, Listral. This is talking about quantitative software. But to talk about qualitative software, there are a lot too, such as NVivo, such as Atlas, and other else. I cannot know all the names of the software. But at least you get some familiar with SPSS.
Yes, lecturer, I would like to ask you, so the reward system, the students' reward system, is it something like related to the educational psychology?
Again, please, I cannot got the first point that you mentioned.
The students' reward system.
Student reward system, right?
Uh-huh. Is it related to the educational psychology?
Yes, it's talking about motivation. And we talk about motivation already. And you see, motivation, there's two factors to measure it. The first is intrinsic motivation, and what you mentioned about is called extrinsic motivation. You motivate your student by giving reward to them. You come to learn, you already have motivations. Most of the people motivated by if you earn a higher degree, you think that you will earn more money, you will be well known. This is something about motivation, but it is called extrinsic motivations.
Yes, lecturer.
More questions? More discussions? We still have time, but if you have no idea, you have no question, I would like to close and say thank you, waiting to see you face to face in the class.
Hope to see you next
some
time.
of you say sorry to me, they cannot do some assignment I post through group Telegram. So don't worry and don't care about it. Actually, I just want you to try to do it, whether you can do it or not. This is the way that I try to measure and assess you. I found that you cannot do it. That's why I talk some concept again and again. This is the meaning of assignment. This is the meaning of the test that I put for you to practice. And I know that if you cannot do it well, I'll talk it again. So this is the meaning of assessment. Assessment is something, but mostly teacher use assignment the summative assessment only. So summative assessment is something that you give just the score to the student. I never give you the score with your assignment, but I just want to check whether your cognitive is developed or not. So don't care with the assignment, but please care about the final assignment that lead you to develop a full-scale proposal. You cannot escape, you cannot say sorry to the last assignment that you will do, because it will help you, it will lead you to reach your degree at the end. Jansi, you have something, please?
I think no, but I hope to see you face to face next time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank
I
you
hope
so
so.
much.
You forgot to take a photo. This is the last session.
Take a photo?
Yes, please. We are waiting for you.
Okay, I may take the photo, but
Go ahead.
about the other.
Please turn on your camera and we will take photo and Chansi will help me to take the photo.
Okay, ready, Kanya? You don't want to show your face, right, Kanya?
Sorry, for me, I can't because
That okay? How about the night and ran? Why?
Fancy, I need to wear the scarf. It takes so long.
You need makeup, right?
My camera doesn't work.
That's okay. That's okay. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, I may take.
Do you see me?
Okay, I take a few screenshots now, but I cannot see everyone. Where can I like take all the photo all in one? I cannot find. Lai, can you? I cannot find the way how to take a whole screenshot.
I will try first. I need to change the layout first, and then.
Okay, let's do it then.
See.
I cannot find.
Okay, wait.
The way how.
Okay, yeah. I can do it. We have 19, right? 1, 2,
yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's start. So we cannot see bones to Paul.
Yes, you have problem with the camera.
And brother
camera.
Okay, Janan.
Bones up here.
Okay, and also Sri visual face, lovely face.
Lovely face.
sorry, I can't.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Again, please. Hello. Again, please, because I cannot see. Okay. Can we do it? Can we do it again? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Cheese.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Please send us file in the group. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Thank you so much, lecturer.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.